I mean, you haven't stopped. I mean, you should be sleeping for a week when we all leave. Yes, yes. But I want to acknowledge this incredible get-together because this is a very pivotal moment in my view. I think that many of us will be thinking about last year when we all physically met. I mean, there's many of you I haven't met. This is the first time. And we've probably seen each other dozens of times on the Zoom, but I think there is something to say about social selling. You know, social means when we can all come together and experience the energy of one another. There's a transfer of energy back and forth. And we know that many companies in our industry are struggling to get that back. And we want to take the lead now, coming out of this meeting, to really have a plan about that, right? I also want you to know that my intention is to make you aware of how great a leader that you can be and the influence that you currently have that either you are using or not using. And I want to help you unleash that, unlock that. And just things that we have to understand from an intrinsic point of view. That means our internal characteristics that vary in each one of us. They vary a little bit. I'll cover a little bit of that today. To where if you exercise them appropriately in this industry, great things can happen. So what we all want to do, I think you would all like the sound of this. We want to establish a leadership revolution. This is one of the greatest leadership books of my lifetime. And it's really funny, as Orion and I were talking on one of our many conversations that we've had since I've been part of Zinzino, he mentioned Orrin Woodward and Chris Brady, and I said, I love their book, Launching a Leadership Revolution. He says, I can't believe you said that. I said, that's my favorite book. And I really encourage you to please go to Amazon and get this book. You will not put it down because everything in here applies to exactly how to build this business. I can't speak about another business, but this business, this book. Now, why? Because Chris Brady and Orrin Woodward, they were in network marketing. They were diamonds in Amway. They went on to become extremely successful entrepreneurs, real estate development, leadership companies, and coaching companies. And I gave this particular book as a present to several people. And I brought a copy for Artie. And Artie, I want you to know how we all feel about what you've created here this weekend. It's been a wonderful, wonderful thing that you did. You opened up your house, your home, your heart, your generosity, amazing. Your leadership, who you are, just who you are. There's only one Art Napolitano, right? And so I dedicated this book. I said, Artie, you are the greatest networker I've had the pleasure of working with in my career, spending 38 years. The industry will write a chapter of the greatest networkers who ever lived, and you'll be among them. Thank you for your friendship and love we share in making this world a better place for common men and women with dreams and goals to reach. May God continue to be the one we look to for our source of strength. In Jesus' name, brother. So, to you, Bo. This is your book. So, I want you to know that this is about leadership, but more importantly, for what we're trying to figure out is attracting people to put their eyes on the information. But more than getting people in the business is what you do with those people once they are in. So leadership is important, but what's most important in this industry is leadership development. Is your ability to learn how to be a leader and then lead, right? And then perform and then lead and then develop leaders and then teach your leaders how to develop other leaders. Does that make sense? And it sounds like simple. Oh, I got that. No. We're going to cover a little bit of what matters today. But I want to let you know that you are the gatekeeper to your own business. You are the reason why people will or will not take a look at this business. You are the reasons why people will enter into or not enter into the business. And what do I mean by that? Is that you have got to show up in an attractive way. I'm going to read something to you, and I wrote down a couple things that I think are very appropriate for each of us, and as we think about our station, where we are right now in our developmental level. Remember, the best leaders in our industry are teachers. Just like in school, when you fail a subject, the best teachers understand they failed too. It's the teacher's job to learn to teach you in a way that you understand. And if they don't, they are failing at what they should be competent at. Wow. Wow. So what am I saying to you? I am saying to you that every single night people are praying. Every single night people have these circumstances that they find themselves in. They want a way out. And then the very next day, they get to meet you. And how you show up, and the way that you show up, and how you sound, and what you say, because your words matter, determine whether they see a vision of, I can work with you. You have an energy that I want to be around. And so does this happen overnight? Is this something that happens next week? No. This is a process. But if you never understand that there's a process and you think it's like an on-off switch, well, then you're going to miss it. And I don't want you to miss it. At 68 years old, 38 years in this industry, I can tell you I live every day like, oh my God, I get a chance to do this again today. It isn't I have to, I get to. And I want you to feel that way. I want you to know that you matter, and that you matter to someone else that doesn't even know you tomorrow. Being someone special to someone else. That's who we can be each and every day. Each and every day. So I'm going to cover some things I think are going to matter. It's going to matter to all of us. And then we're going to talk about, we're going to go into the weeds and talk about developing leaders, okay? But I think the groundwork needs to happen in understanding a little bit about what we're trying to do here. This revolution. A revolution's definition is an activity or movement designed to impact fundamental changes. Let me ask everybody in here a question. Is there a revolution going on in the health and wellness industry, yes or no? Yes. Oh my God. So when I think about that, I think about timing. Has there ever been a better time? Has there ever been a better place? Has there ever been a better company? No. Now, I want you to realize it just so happens we're all moving in the same direction, locking arms in the same company with the same product line, with the same comp plan. And I want you all to be on the stage as Global Vice President, and so is Artie. Artie wants all of us to be there. But can I give you some hard facts? Some of us may not make it. But I still want to keep the smile on your face because you may have a global president in your downline, and that ain't bad. It'll be okay if I'm an elite president, if I have maybe, 2, 3, or 4 global presidents somewhere in those lines. So we have got to understand why we're here, what we're trying to do, and impacting people. Not just their health, but their finances. And so I like to talk about two things I love to talk about. And that is the science of achievement. The how and the what of what it is we do. And so when we think of prospecting, is that something that we will all do no matter where we go? Yes, if you look at it as prospecting. Every time that you leave the house, there's going to be a population that's going to be walking by you that doesn't know you. You'll be in line. You'll be somewhere with someone you don't know, around people you don't know. And the question is, do you see that as an opportunity, or do you just see that as something that you need to do and as you're picking up groceries? You're not the only person in the store. There's people all around you, right? I know there's a lot of prospecting that goes on in the nutritional department. Well, because they're interested in picking up some vitamins, that may be a place you may want to hang out longer than you normally do. But the point that I'm just trying to make to you is, you want to be the kind of person that's comfortable enough in your own skin to make what looks like chicken poop chicken salad. How many of you would like to take what is nothing and turn it into something? Absolutely. And the secret of prospecting is nothing more than about the other person. Prospecting has got nothing to do with you and everything about the other person. It's about making them aware that you see them. And now it could be women, you like their shoes. Or you like their nails, you like their hair, It's amazing how women like other women to notice something that they like about another woman. And if it's genuine, if it's just, a little weird, where you go, ew, then that's a different story, but usually that's not. Now, prospecting outside of the norm, it could be a little bit challenging because you're not used to it. It takes a little while because you gotta work on some intrinsic values, right? So I'd like to just talk to you about those values. And I want to talk to you first about what's most important, everything that I talk about. And you see it in me in the way that I talk, with authority, a command of the language, a voice of authority that's developed over time, right? But I have a non-negotiable attitude. Can you tell that? Yeah. Non-negotiable just means it's not up for debate. I'm not backing up or backing away or backing off from what I claim to be a conversation or my belief in what I want to talk about. But you've got to start developing a non-negotiable attitude. The attitude that says, I don't care what you think about what I may say to you, because I'm comfortable in what I bring you as value. Whether you determine whether it's value or not, that rests on you, but that will not reflect upon me. That kind of thinking builds mental muscle. How many people want mental muscle? Right? That non-negotiable attitude. Now, I know that some of you possess it. Corey possesses it because I work with him all the time. John possesses it because I've had conversations with him. Certainly, Nathan has it. Artie has it. I have it. Stacy, you got some backbone, girl. Why? Because she's been traveling nonstop with Artie. Wendy has backbone, and I don't see her backbone much in the business world, but when she held that mic yesterday, it actually scared the hell out of me. Thank you, love. Thank you, my love. Now, when we talk about the doctors, are they non-negotiable in their science? Yes or no? Yes. Are you non-negotiable about where you're going? And if you're not non-negotiable, where does the attitude come from? This is the most important. It comes from your belief system. And I like to put an adjective prior to the belief system. And when you acquire this belief system, I promise you, you will resonate with an energy that people wonder about. It's called fanatical belief. Not fanatical in the negative sense, fanatical in the positive sense. Is that you don't care what answers come at you because people recognize that you're going to go where you say you are. They're going to have FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of loss, right? So fanatical belief. Belief in what? Zinzino. A small piece of great value. Do we have that? And if people don't like, what you're saying, so go like this. Zinzino. They'll think it's something Italian. You small piece. Little mine, you. Or we could say Zinzinoless. Yeah. So do we believe in this great company? And let me tell you, I'm not going to go into it, but let me just say to you, I gave up a 31-year career to do this. And by the way, I think I know how to measure the criteria of a bona fide opportunity and what it takes in order for a company to win. I just could not believe that I was looking at it 38 years into my profession. And I saw the single greatest direct selling company of my lifetime positioned for people like us to be in it and win. But what got me was the little guy can win. The non-networker can win. The person that doesn't know anything about networking, nothing, can win. Why? Because we have too much third-party documentation. We now have what is soon to be a published paper, a landmark study that's going to be eventually published. We have a series of tests beyond this incredible test that we have, which is the benchmark test of our entire opportunity, right? And now we're going to have a series of tests. And as science moves forward, as science always does, we will have other things that need to be tested and will be just as important as the balance test. So if I was to say to somebody, there's a series of tests that can determine and predict the future of your personal health, my opinion is I have discovered something that can do that. Are you interested in finding out more information about it? I have a video, taking myself out of the equation. I have a video, tool. I'm handing people a tool. You need to see this. It's 5 minutes in length. 5 minutes. A little longer than the reel that you watch all day long, right? Little humor if it's to the right person, Call me back right after you look at it. Your opinion's important to me, right? We'll talk about that and digging deeper in that. Belief in the company, belief in the industry, and belief. The biggest one is the belief in yourself. And I am telling you, if I had 5 minutes with each and every one of you, just 5 minutes, I promise you, you would think differently about how you can win here. Why? Because I know that you have the ability. I know that you have the capability. Most of it is not the people that are capable, it's the people that are willing. I truly believe that the lack of the people that are willing, that are capable, is because they haven't heard it the right way yet. I truly believe. People said to me and have said to the people in my former company, oh, I've heard about that company. I said, no, you haven't. No, I'm telling you, I know who blank and blank is. I said, no, you haven't. Well, why do you say you've never heard about it? I said, because if you heard it the right way, you'd be in it. If you haven't heard it from me, have you? No. And then I know I got my left fist clenched and I'm going to knock them out with a left hook. And I'm going to punch them so hard in the face with my overview. Now, ladies, you can slap. I'm going to punch. And what I mean by that is that comes from your ownership of the material. Let me ask you a question. How many people understand that The next intrinsic value, confidence, is important. Anybody think confidence is important? Let me see your hands. All right. How many think competence is important? Can I see your hands? Well, where do you think confidence comes from? It comes from your belief system, how deep-rooted you are as to why this is the one. Company, industry, yourself, I can do this. To the point where you simply say, okay, I believe in this. Can I do it? That's what they say. So in the can I do it question, if they can do it, the question is, who are they doing it with? Who's that? Us. Us. So I want to correct something right now that may not be done correctly. Number one is, nothing here should be ever done alone. You're not in the I business. You're in the team building business. You're in the buddy up business. Who are you training today as you do whatever it is you do today? Who is with you observing? In science, what do? You what? Observe. You observe. You're constantly observing. You have a little breakthrough. And then all of a sudden you say, man, okay. So competence comes with belief and doing it with somebody you can observe doing it successfully. Does that make sense? The next value, which is critical, is desire. Your why. The other teammates, new partners, why. And when you are showing up, the question I ask you as leaders, are we passionate? Are we pursuing this with passion and purpose and meaningful behavior? How much does this matter? And tied in with why and your desire and your ardent, passionate purpose for doing it is the hunger of how bad you want it. Hunger is a tremendous characteristic of why people will win, accomplish a fast start. But who is also that dependent upon? Who again? You guys. Us. We've got to show up in such a way that makes people want to be around us. And if we elevate ourselves and elevate our game and be the best that we can be, guess what's going to happen? Others will notice. Others will notice. So attractive to others. You show up with a perceived value. Because the people that are the prospects that are not yet in our business, they don't know you. You're edified, you're talked about nicely. But as soon as you open your mouth, the world will discover who you really are. You're going to either prove that edification to be true, or you're going to be taking away from the edification. So in other words, here's what I'm saying to you, very simply. Deliver the goods. It's showtime. I always think of Johnny here, and here's Johnny. That curtain opens up and you walk out, and there's that audience. It's showtime. It's showtime in the coffee shop. It's showtime when somebody introduces you and edifies you. It's showtime. And I want you to be loud and proud. Because the people that you think about what they think about you don't think about you much. I'll say it again. The people that you think about what they think about you, they haven't thought about you in years. They couldn't give two hoots what you're doing. But we think they do. What will they say? What will they think? Zinzino. Who cares what they think? I don't care what they think. You get paid, and Jim Rohn said this, said many things. You get paid proportionally for the value you bring to the marketplace. If you want things to change, you need to change. Who wants things to change? Who wants things to get better? Then you need to get better. You want to have more, become more. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't seek less challenges, develop more skill. And if you want to go to global president 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever it is, you can't get to global president by remaining who you currently are. Something has got to change in you, about you, around you, the people around you, to attract the kind of audience and subsequent leadership that will follow you. Very, very important. Work ethic. Work ethic. This is the one where talent does not matter. You can work your way into the talent. Everybody's got to be bad before they're good. So chill out, will you? Tell your new people to chill out. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. Oh my God, did I suck? And then I got good. Then I realized, because I heard it before, that good is the enemy of great. Don't settle for good. Want to be great. Want to be excellent. Want to be outstanding. As Tony Robbins says, constant and never-ending improvement. So how bad do you want it? Work your face off. We're coming into ECBX. How many people are planning to work their face off? We're going to work our face off, man. Now, I would say, if I was this far into it and you never heard me train before, okay, this is all great and good, and this is good stuff, but, where's all this stuff about developing leaders? I want to hear about, let's get right to the development of leaders. Now, what you don't understand, you got to understand this in order to know what it takes to develop leaders. Because if you don't show up attractive, you won't have anybody to lead. Are we clear on this? So it's very important that we have everything that I'm talking about. And the last part of this is action. Action is the most important. Have you realized that in the 21st century, there's a lot of people that can talk? There's a lot of experts online. But I want you to understand something. People don't care what you say in the 21st century. They're watching what you do. They're watching how you live. So we need to live successfully. We need to take learned knowledge, and turn it into the most important kind of knowledge, which is applied knowledge. Applied. That means application, implementation, execution. That we got to take what we know to be true, things that we know are true, and apply principles that you know will matter to other people, which benefits you. I want you to know you're the gatekeeper of everybody. Your people are standing by, waiting on you to be successful, which gives them permission that they can be successful. I want to say that again. Sarah and Julie and Pam, everyone, if I mentioned every one of your names, everybody is waiting for you to go Black Ambassador because they can then believe they can. So how fast we get and how many people we can help as we elevate our rank, it's giving people permission, yes, I can do that now too, because now you are there. So it's very, very important that we understand that. The vision, and when we think of vision, sometimes people say it's a mental picture of a future state. Right? The only way leaders can get their groups to sustain their energy over the long haul is to give them a vision that justifies their long-term commitment. How many people think that's a true statement? Oh my God, yes. It's a true statement. And so Maxwell says leadership is influence. I say leadership is inspiring others to do something successfully they would not have normally done if it's not something you said or did. Therefore, leadership is influence. So it's what we say and what we do first. We're not behind them whipping them. Go get them. I hear this all the time. Well, I train them. How many times can I tell that person? Well, what did I say in the beginning? You're the teacher. You're the one guiding. We've got to get better. Because if they don't go through what they need to go through, we got to look in the mirror at ourselves and say, what could I have said? What could I have done to change the situation? We got a constant and never-ending improvement and personal inventory. Personal inventory. Now, I will tell you this. I'm talking here learning a new program. I am an ambassador that is not an ambassador today, meaning it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back. It's just a program. I'm not used to that. I'm used to running through walls, right? But I'm understanding the culture. And we're doing it all together. If we stay together, as I said to Artie, if we stay together, there's no way we won't take everybody with us. Now, wherever that means for you, it's based upon what? Your commitment over the long haul, your work ethic, how you develop yourself, how attractive you become, how you show up. Right? Are you getting better? Constant, never-ending improvement. The largest room in the world, the room for improvement. Right? So it's so important that we understand these things. So I want to get back into the ingredients of, okay, the everyday things we do. And it comes down to skills. The skills that we have, prospecting. I mentioned that, right? And then we have professionally inviting. What's the key word on that one? What's the word? That's it. It's saying words that work. Words that work. It's pretty simple, right? You can be sophisticated in that, because I like language. I think you can be a wordsmith. I think you can be a little bit over the top with words at times, and sometimes that may paralyze people. Maybe not in all communities, because we can see through the amazing science that we have in our international organization with Stephen Chernitsky and Dr. Cather, Dr. Lewis, Stewart, Dr. Garko, and Dr. Helen. There's a different language. That's their lingo. But that's not keeping it simple. It's you have to talk to doctors the way the doctors need to be talked to. I'm not a doctor. So I say I always will appease the ego of saying, I'm not you, Dr. Helen. I'm sorry. I'm just a layperson here. I would love your opinion on what I believe is getting the attention of every doctor around the world that doesn't know about this. Would you give me your opinion? It matters to me. And then if it's a personal relationship, I'm looking to devote a lot of time into this, and you would save me time by giving me your opinion, because that's how much I value it. What is the whole game plan for all of us? Let's keep it real, down and dirty, simple. Our job is to teach others how to get eyes on the business. That's our whole job. Because if people have intelligence, if people understand current events and things that are relevant today, how can they walk away without being a customer or a partner? And that's where I'm at with this. Here's the question for our leadership. Is that where they are? And if not, how can we get them there? And that takes time. That takes, who is your project? In the month of September, who is your project? Who is your project? Who is your project? Who is the project? Project. We all need to have projects. Yes, we want to recruit our faces off. Yes, we want to help build the teams under the people that we recruit. That's what we want to do. That builds us the biggest outcome in rank advancement, in income. It's what you personally do. Stop putting the saddle on other people's backs. People are watching you, what you did today, how many people you called, how many people you recruited. And my answer is not enough. Artie's answer should be not enough. Everyone's answer in here should be not enough. Not enough. Every day we need to find out who has not heard of Zinzino that can learn about Zinzino today. Professionally inviting. So we could go over that. I believe that this group knows we have a bunch of scripts, right? I think we all can have mastered the invite. Yes, please let me know. Yes. Give me some feedback. Yes. Yes. I mean, but the real issue is not us, right? We're in the teaching business, remember? We got to teach this. We got to teach this. Micro groups. It's not about having a call like our Monday call or, 30 people on a call. It could be 2 or 3 people that are starting together. That group is the kind of groups that we need to... Remember this, training is to a group. Coaching is intimate. Make a note of that. I need to coach more and train less. So what does that mean? That means is that I can't coach all of you in a group. How can I do that? You're all at different developmental levels. True or not? Mm-hmm. True. So I got to take you where you are and coach you where you are. And I always ask the question, how could I help you? Where are you stuck that I could help unstick you, right? And when you talk to people that way, you're talking on their level. Because it takes away, I've trained them. They just don't get it. Well, we have got to think about this question. How could I help you better understand this? Because obviously, so far, it's not working, you knucklehead. You can leave the you knucklehead out of it. I know it's what you want to say, but just hold that one back, right? How many times do I need to tell you? No, don't do that. That's negative. I need to explain to you that maybe I need to adjust my way of communicating to you. Could you tell me how you best learn? Isn't that what teachers do, Heather? Yeah. I mean, you don't give up on the kid that's the most difficult. Hell, that was me. Miss Mitnick saved my life. Miss Mitnick, I've been accused of having the nicest cursive of any man that's ever seen me write cursive. Isn't that amazing? And I explain that. If you ever wrote, I must not talk in class as much as I have. I must not chew gum in class. I must not talk in class. I must not pull people's hair in class. The point is, we're teachers. And let me say something to you. And I know people say this about you, Dr. Lewis, you, Stuart, for sure. Anybody that's been in here, and Art Jonak, I just want to say to you, brother, that you have been an institution for leaders like Artie and I and the people that have been around for decades. I so appreciate you, my friend. I really mean that. But, so inviting is very, very important. Now, team building. Team building is the presenting of the opportunity. This is where it gets really great. Oh, man. I love having a Zoom full of people or a room full of people that don't know anything about Zinzino, and I can address those people. I can't wait. I feel sorry for them. Oh, they have no idea what they walked into. But I say that as like I'm excited, right? And then I used to have a whole bunch of leaders like we all did, right? My favorite thing, as Artie knows, was to walk up to one of my leaders who were about ready to present. I lean over into the ear and I say, hey, buddy, don't suck. Right? Because the person that owns the information says, I get it. And they go up there and knock it out of the ballpark. So we don't want anybody sucking. You don't want to have...
Thank you.
This is a professional meeting. We don't want anybody that is not doing an effective presentation to say, oh, that's in your group. That's a reflection of who? The upline. You want to help people become the most effective presenters that they can be. Now, I'm a believer. There's many different independent leaders in here that do their business the way they want to do it. And I love that. As long as you have a system, I'm thumbs up. If you don't have a system and you're everywhere, I have a problem with that. It isn't that I have a problem with that. It's either you have a problem with it and I can help you and you're willing to listen, or you can continue banging your head against the wall, right? But we got to have a presentation that is the same for your group, because as you know, a lot of people like writing their own type of presentation. They're all variations of the same thing, but they got your DNA on it, your fingerprint on it. I get that. But your team needs to own that presentation until their team is big enough where they can do their own thing, which you'll be okay with as well, as long as they have a system that works. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I believe the sooner that you get the slide deck in people's hands, the better. All I want them to do is flip through it every day. Click, 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 click. They're looking at the biggest problem, right? I'm thinking of our slides, Heather, right? I'm thinking of our slides. You know, a system for evaluating it, the biggest companies, right? Then it goes to the company description. So I just remember all this in my head. I have the slides in my head. We need to make sure that we own this information and that our people get to own it sooner rather than later. Make sense? Doesn't mean they're doing it. Don't confuse it with doing it, because you got to let them know, do not do this, but I want you to, once a day, in the morning, maybe in the evening, just click through the slides. It'll take all of like 3 minutes to do that, right? But team building is very, very important. Presenting and owning the information. Owning how to prospect, owning how to invite, owning how to do the presentation, taking ownership of it. Launching partners, this is where the rubber meets the road for me. This is it. This is the only thing that I think about is launching people. And I try to get really, really good as to why they need to do it in a timely manner. Because every day that goes by is one day closer to them leaving the business without engaging in launching. I'll say it again. Every day that goes by that they haven't launched is a day closer to them leaving the business. So just remember, they're on a timer. It's like a sand dial. Just turn it up. Sand's going through the glass. So we want to do it within 5 days. Within 5 days. Sometimes, I got this group in California. I've already put one person in. He works a lot. I get all that. He on different schedules. But he eventually gave me a date, not the date that I wanted, but I need to have another conversation with him. And I also let him know we're going to do micro PBZs. Write that term down if you're writing anything down. Micro PBZ. That's just a word I made up. It's not the full-blown PPZ like 7 to 10. You want 7 to 10, 10 to 12 people on for your launch, it's micro. It's 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Get whatever you can get. And what you say is you want people at the top of their tree. I'm going to be in this. I'm going crazy with it. There's going to be hundreds of people in this organization. If you're at the top, that means you're the beneficiary of everybody that falls underneath you. And then when they start building, they got to build under one of those legs, and all that's going to continue to tumble over into your organization. Are you open to that? Right? The variations of explaining that. So, very, very important. Launching partners, PPZs. I'm going to just check in with you real quick, because this is about learning today for me, because this is what I do. This is I coach. And I'm going to try to do it in a group, but I'm going to do it in a general manner. How many people understand the importance of doing a private business Zoom right away, 3 to 5 days, and building that inner circle, right? Does everybody understand? That's warm market people. Let me ask you all a question. If they get a couple partners out of that, maybe a couple customers, a mixture thereof, do you think they'll be reluctant to do a second one, or be excited to do a second one? They'll be excited. Now, guess what happened from the first one? Well, you have now partners that you didn't have a couple days ago. They're also putting on the calendar what? Their what? PBZs. Then all of a sudden you're getting momentum of activity with PBZs after PBZs after PBZs. Now you're not chasing $3,000 in 4 months, and we don't talk 4 months when we're all together here, right? We want this to be in 30 to 45 days, no more than 60 days. True? Yes. But I say 3 to 5,000. I say 3 to 7,000. How can I get to those numbers? I get to those numbers because everybody that starts in your fast start is starting their fast start. And all that counts toward your promotion to executive, well, silver, executive, platinum, wherever you may fall. And you don't stop. And by the way, remember, in the beginning, you don't want to do anything alone. You're always with someone else helping them learn as you are doing. There may be a one-off here and a one-off there. Does that make sense? Where they're leveraging you because they're at their, and that was the only time that this person could get together. That's okay. I get it. Because we got to manage our time too. Okay? Team building. Very, very important. Launching partners. In my opinion, if we got all great, just great, man. If we were great at launching and scheduling PBZs in a timely manner, everything else would take care of itself. Everything. It would force you to learn the compensation plan because you got so much momentum, you don't even know how you're getting paid. How many people want that kind of a momentum? I want that kind of momentum. Now, customers are important. Customers are important. We want to make sure that when someone gets their kit, we want to try to get all 10 of those tests out, hopefully within the first week or two. True or not? Yes. We're going to let that test sort. And my suggestion would be, don't give away your tests. Says, if you really want to know your number, I'll give you a test and a bottle of oil with the understanding that if you're not in balance, then we're going to make sure that you get on the product. Oh, okay. But I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, okay, fine. You'll be horrified. You're going to be horrified. Okay? And then, of course, we get our tests back. We know how to do that, right? Okay. Customer acquisition, product knowledge. Now, I heard on the Leadership Council call a great training. It was done by an industry veteran that used to be in Artie's old organization, Sven Global. excellent trainer, excellent networker, all the respect in the world to Sven. And he talked about the difficulty of trying to get an average common person, man and or woman, becoming a nutritionist, becoming a scientist, becoming a Dr. Clayton. No, Dr. Clayton is Dr. Clayton. Dr. Lewis is Dr. Lewis. Stewart is Stewart. Most people are average, common people that don't know much about the science, but here's the good news. If we really look at what we want to sell, which is duplicatable, what is duplicatable? My opinion is the oil and a test. My opinion, protocol. My opinion, protocol premium. The things that we know, we can have a conversation about. We know that we have videos, a tool that will explain the benefit, whereas you could not even come close to explaining what that video says. Let's use tools better. We are trying to muscle through the explanation of what these products do, and we're just not capable of doing it like it should be done. And here's what I know about learning. Not being a smart guy. I'm not a smart guy. I'm not a smart guy. I hope everybody heard me. I'm not a smart guy. All I am is smart enough. Got that? I'm smart enough to know that if I hear things over and over and over and over and play and rewind and play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind, if I am hearing all those videos that I'm sending out and I then start talking like the video. You've downloaded a song? Let's talk about metaphors. The song of prospecting. The song of inviting. The song of team building. The song of launching. The song of all these products. Letting the tools do the work. This is a tool industry. If you can develop tools, what is the greatest tool that this organization has used? The most important number that you don't know for your health. Now imagine if we wiped that out. Now we would still have tools. We would. But I think what we've created is so great. And in addition to what the company has produced, it's greater, right? So we got to know what we're part of so we know how to take advantage of it. Why do I need to try? And I've tried. And I'm good. I'm good. I'm good now. That background music, that download. I got Stewart. I recruited Stewart. He made this so much fun for me. Why? Because he was talking, and I'm like smiling, talking to him. He says, "You understand?" After he was done talking this language I'd never heard before, I said, "No, I love listening to you. I have no idea what you said, but could you say it again?" Now, you know we love you. Everyone in here loves your generosity. Yes or no? Just unbelievable. But I just want you to know that thank God I don't have to explain. Oh my God, collagen. Thank God I don't have to explain, xenogene. I'm not a scientist. Now, do we attract the best? Dr. Kim, other doctors, other clinicians, do they need to have that? Absolutely. Absolutely, they need it. But I'm going to tell you, I know Germany is number one, and I know Germany has so many doctors, and I know the United States will have so many doctors, and so many doctors will fall into this organization. But the majority of this organization, I promise you, and I don't break promises, 5 years from now will not be doctors. 90% will be people that don't know anything about the science of anything. All they want to do is make money. Make money. Show me how to make money. How many people want to know how to make money? Make money. Own what you do. Own it. You ever talk to somebody and after the first 10 seconds they start talking, you know they have no idea what they're talking about. And you find yourself yawning through your nose. You ever yawn through your nose?
Yes.
You ever yawn through your nose, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's trying to be polite. You don't want to yawn in somebody's face. Have you ever met somebody and in the first 10 seconds you talk to them, you know they own what they do and you lean in? So who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? The professional or the flaming amateur? You know the problem with this industry, there's way too many amateurs in it. That's why we got a bad name. That's why it has a stigma. That's why. And we're not going to manufacture amateurs here. I promise you that. You are going to be a high-performing, non-negotiable leader because you said so. You don't need permission. You're a great leader already. You got to unlock the potential you have within you. That's it. You are in the right environment. This is a growth environment, a winning environment that pulls you forward. And so I want to have you here, and we're going to open up for discussion. A couple things that I've pinned that I think are going to be meaningful for each and every one of you. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Restart, refocus, reset as many times as you need. Just don't ever quit. To be exceptional means that you are the exception. It means that you are not normal. And so it is normal for normal people to find you abnormal if you do things that are not normal. Don't let people who have mediocre goals deter you from taking actions that make you great because it makes you different. So, what do I do? What should we all do? And we do it. I know many of us do it. We look for things to push us every morning, to get us going. My words as a coach to you were never just advice. They were the echoes of battles I've already fought and a guide to the path I've hoped you'd walk without the scars that I carried. Wow. Think about that. How many of us allow people to fall in the potholes? You know, when we know we could help them, but they don't want to be helped. But you got to remind them, look, all I'm doing is letting you know where the potholes are. I understand you can do this. I understand what you've done in the past, but your past results does not mean that you can do it here. You got to learn here. Be open, be coachable, be teachable. This is the one that I know Stuart will like. Words are like the wardrobe to your soul. Words are like the wardrobe to your soul. That's why I'm so particular about the choice of language and the words that people use. And for the most part, people's words are very limiting, and they are also very berating. There's a language we use, and then there's a language that uses us. Most people walk around and they say, oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, we've never heard that. Or this won't last. Or they were given a compliment and they just shut it down. Like, no, 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 no. And speaking horrifically about themselves. That means you're self-defecating yourself. You're like talking down, it's nothing. Oh, I'm not really worth that, right? And then they're wondering why they get sick and their life doesn't work. Well, you're living in the confines of a very confining language, but it's not the truth. It's a conversation, and we can change the conversation. How many people have negative conversations about ourselves? Self-defeating thoughts. We all do. Your words literally create your existence. And that's why the Hebrew word, abracadabra, is a fun word. As I speak, so I create. That's what it means. As I speak, so I create. A couple more, because I want to make sure that you hear the mindset that we need to have, and whatever you can carry forward from today is very, very important for you to start teaching your people. Good enough isn't good enough if it can be better. I want to give you another thought. There is no best version of yourself. No such thing exists. I hear it all the time. And I know that I am right, and I will debate anybody that says I'm not. There's only a better version of you. How many people realize that Art Jonak looks for ways to get better so he can serve us better? His philosophy is to serve the many leads to greatness. My business is to serve the many. That will lead to greatness and watching people change their lives, equipping them to do so. And so better your best. Better what currently is best for you now. And we'll end on this one because I think it would be appropriate. Because this is what it's going to take for each and every one of us. Everyone tells you discipline is so important, but never tells you why. Here's why. It's the strongest form of self-love. Interesting. It's ignoring something you want right now for something better later on. Discipline reveals the commitment you have to your dreams, especially on the days you don't want to. And the biggest thought of all, the future you is depending on the current you to keep the promises that you've made to yourself yesterday. What would your future you say to you right now about how you're going about this business, knowing that that future you knows, is wiser, has been through more, that you don't know what is coming, but that future you does, and the missed opportunities that don't have to be missed if, in fact, you're with the right people and you have the right thoughts and you're in the right environment. The three major things that changes people's lives: thoughts, associations, and environment. And so in developing of leaders, the last thing that I want to say before I open it up, and maybe if you want to have a question or two, conversation between Art and make anybody that has something, Nathan, people that have been around the industry, John, people that have been around the industry for a long time, is that is the key. We all need to develop leadership. We all need to get people independently operating without us. That's the holy grail of network marketing. When your phone doesn't ring anymore, because no one needs you. They got it. It isn't a bad thing. It's a great thing. And then you can retire into your business. How do you retire into your business? You got somebody, you're still doing it, you still want to show people, you want to show up for the events, you recruit somebody and you put them under somebody that is competent and hungry and it wants to rank advance, and there's layers of people between you and them that will certainly help you with that person you place there, and you can still have the lifestyle that network marketing awards you. Freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, where you want. Isn't that great? So when we talk about developing leadership, here's the thing I want you to think about in leaving here. Number one is show people repeatedly the disciplines that we do daily. We're doing them already, guys. We just got to teach them the psychology of why to do it. Psychology, rationale, the value behind the activity. The value, the purpose behind it. A lot of people don't go deep. They don't go underneath that layer. They tell you to do this. You show them once, you show them twice. Oh, they got it now. Well, no. You got to observe performance, manage the consequences. If they showed you but they really didn't get it, go back to showing them again. Right? We all need to get better at this. I need to get better. You need to get better. And the way to get better is to continue to do it, because that's how you get better. And so let me check in with you guys. Give me a thumbs up. Did you get something from this? Okay? Good. So, thank you. I just want to and this is for me, this is what I do and I love to do. I just want to know, there's a saying in coaching. It goes like this: you got to reach to teach. You got to reach the student to teach the student. There's got to be a connection. There's got to be a rapport. There's got to be something that says, I can see that you care about me. You're reaching me. You're showing me your heart, your vulnerability. By the way, make a note, if you're writing anything down, I must show people how vulnerable I am regardless of my rank. People connect in the valley, not on the mountaintop. The valley moments. There's the connection right there. The mountaintop, nah. You want silver spoon in I don't want to hear it. Everything you touch turns to gold? Okay. We won't be friends. I can see that. They connect in the valley. Connecting in the valley is the most important thing. So take that away with you. It's okay to be vulnerable. You're letting people see that you're real and you're authentic. That's why I talk about my health challenges. Why? Because, I look pretty fit, but, hey, man, can't fight genes, right? You do the best you can, and I'm trying to do the best I can. So, any comments, questions, anything that you guys want to share, thoughts?
I just want to say thank you, Larry. Chills, 15 years recap just today. You just did.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Well, with that, I'm sorry.
I told everyone what I came here for. I just got it.
That's great, brother. That's great. Let's do a shift, and the biggest thing of all, and I think we all agree with this, right, is we want to get the cities that we know when we leave, we can have maybe a handful of cities that we can all build toward. Is that cool? Yeah. Okay, so Artie, come on up. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.